Perhaps few anniversaries could generate as much interest and debate globally as the liberation of Tibet. Now, while many in the West believe that it's this day 60 years ago when Tibetans, along with their culture, began to be assimilated by Han Chinese, the Chinese government says its massive aid programs have transformed the region forever. Our reporter Wang Guan has been to the remotest parts of Tibet to find out what exactly this anniversary means to the people of Tibet.
81-year-old Gesang Dunzhu never thought he would live to see this day. Born into a family of serfs, Gesang became a slave working for his family's master, living a life already planned for him. What was in store in the following years was constant starvation, physical abuse, and the deprivation of dignity. But Gesang says it was not this untold sufferings that hurt him the most. It was the idea that his children may become slaves too, with no choice, just like himself.
My job back then was to take care of the horses of my lord. I have to make sure horses are in perfect condition when my lord wants them. Otherwise, he would take his shoes off and beat my head. I eat with horses and sleep with them. I love horses to this day. Anyway, that was tough times.
These were the tough times Gesang was talking about. In the early decades of the 20th century, Tibet was gripped by a rigid class system similar to the caste regime in India. Some historians believe the ruling class included upper senior class monks and aristocracy. They accounted for 5% of the population, but controlled the vast majority of land and other resources in Tibet. Over half Tibetans were subject to one sort of slavery or another. Some were treated like nothing other than animals. Some people love to talk about human rights in Tibet. In fact, they love it too much. But one might wonder why those people rarely talk about human rights in the old Tibet. Probably because it's not pretty. This manner is where former masters kept their slaves or serfs, an evidence showing that the old Tibet was no Shangri-La, it was no utopia, at least not for 95% of Tibetans. Gesang Dunzhu used to work and live in this manner. He's grateful that life has been changed forever, not just for himself, but for his children. A few years ago, his daughter was elected chairperson of the Women's Affairs Committee of their village, and he's passionate about what she's doing.
My job is to make sure women and children in my village have access to family care and medical treatment, especially giving pregnant women counseling and basic medicines. Also, we're trying to improve sanitary conditions in public places.
What also makes Gesang proud is his grandson. He told us back in the old days, education was a privilege of the children of the masters. But now, his grandson is a sophomore at the prestigious Wuhan University in central China's Hubei province. Having seen his children grow up and had a chance to live their dreams, this, Gesang says, is everything he could ever ask for. Wang Guan, CCTV, Tibet.